So this little machine makes me up to $150 an hour.
If you want to grow on YouTube, be sure to subscribe because I share with you the same easy methods that I used to grow. And for those who've been asking, yes, my YouTube Masterclass course is available again, where you get the same methods I used to grow a brand new channel from 0 to over 1,000 subscribers in a month. And you also learn how to monetize your channel the way I do to generate automated income just like this. And to get access to that content, all you have to do is click the link in the description. And you can even see the results YouTubers in the course are sharing. What's going on? So this is going to be an awesome video, and partly because one of the businesses I'm going to share with you is a business that I personally own, with some of those being able to earn you up to $150 an hour. Now, I started my business before I discovered how to be successful on YouTube and developed my system, so now I'm able to grow, any channel that I want utilizing my methods. But I still keep this other business because $150 an hour is still good, and it's important to diversify. So why would you want to have an offline business if you're trying to make money online? Because the online stuff can disappear tomorrow. In fact, we just saw a huge impact with the new law regarding protecting of children's information, and so a lot of these channels that have children themed content are suffering greatly. So what's to keep some other law from coming out that could prevent your channel from doing well and that could ruin your online income? So it's important to have at least the ability, the knowledge to do something offline or to diversify into other areas to make money. And so with the 5 examples I'm going to give you today, they all have some things in common. 1, very little to no startup cost. 2, you don't need any special skills or knowledge to do these businesses. And 3, they are all scalable to a full-time income, a full-time business. And again, the last business I'm going to show you today is the one that I personally own. Now, this first business, we're going to do something a little fun because I'm actually going to give you kind of a real-life example. So check this out.
All right, so for the first example, we're going to head over to the old house, and we're going to do something kind of cool. I'm going to actually do this for you in real life too, out of coffee. And so let's go load up and head over. And Shazam, we're at the old house, and I'm getting ready to show it. Actually, well, I'm not, my realtor is. They're going to show it for me Monday, so I only have a couple days. And I didn't have time to get a carpet cleaning company to come out here. They couldn't come out until next week. So this is the business that I am referring to, and that is carpet cleaning. Now, what's great about this is I don't own this little machine here, but I rented it from a local Home Depot for $32 for a day. So I get it for 24 hours. And then I spent another, I don't know, $15 on the cleaning detergent stuff that goes into it. But actually researched online, you can use some OxyClean too, that helps. But the point is, for 32 bucks, maybe 50 bucks, I now have access to this machine for the next 24 hours. And so, just to illustrate the potential of this, a friend of mine just recently had their house carpet cleaned. They paid $300 to have it done. They were there, the company was there for about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours. So just do this. If you want to start to start from scratch, what I would do if I were you is I would go to Facebook, just like I did with my business. Now, my business isn't a carpet cleaning business, but we'll go over that here towards the end of this video. But just go to Facebook, put out a post. Hey, I've got a brand new business going. It's a carpet cleaning business. If you want to try my service out, let me know, hit me up, send me a message. Now, when I did that for my service, again, it wasn't a carpet cleaning service, I got like 6 or 8 right off the bat. I got a bunch of people contacting me just within the couple days of me posting a message. So free advertising, just sent that out there. So let's say you go out, you do that, you get, one person says, hey, all right, do it up for me. You charge them 200 bucks, depending on the size of their home. So let's say they have a 1,000 square foot home, you charge them 20 cents a square foot, 200 bucks, you're over there, in and out, in a couple hours, you make 100 bucks an hour, minus 30 bucks, minus, let's say 50 bucks. You made 150 bucks for a couple hours of your time, minus the cost of the machine and the chemicals. Let's say you line up a couple jobs. Let's say you get a $300 job, then you made 250 bucks. Let's say you line up two $50 or $300 jobs, like my friend just paid for his for 300 bucks. Let's say you line up 2 $300 jobs, you spend, 6-8 hours, put in a 6-8 hour day. Well, you just netted profit $550 after you use the chemicals and rent the machine. $550 in a day. You take some of that money, you put it aside, you do this a few other times, then you end up buying your own machine, you know, a better machine, one that's even more efficient, quicker, does a better job, and then you just keep expanding. Next thing you're hiring somebody, and that's how this type of business works. And so I'm gonna wrap this portion of the video up because I actually gotta clean this back carpet because, again, I'm selling this. We're in the back room of my old house. And real quick, it reminds me, you know, like I said, I'm selling this old house because thanks to YouTube and, you know, being able to generate income online through YouTube and creating my system to do that, I was able to get out of this little small house and into my new house. And you can check out a video I did of my new house if you want to see what the differences are. I did a walkthrough in this house, and then I did a walkthrough in my brand new house, so you can check that out. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next business.
So with this next business, it's a similar concept. You're going to be cleaning people's homes, only this time, instead of doing deep carpet cleaning, which you could even have as part of your service, just having a housekeeping business or a cleaning business. Now what's great about this is you can have a steady flow of income because you can do weekly cleanings for clients. So you can set up yourself with a bunch of customers that you go in once a week, once every 2 weeks, and so you're pretty much guaranteed that income, and you build up that customer base and you're pretty set. And then as you take on more customers, you just hire more people. And I personally know someone that owns their own cleaning business here. They have 3 employees, and not only do they have commercial jobs as well as residential business, they have partnered with a couple real estate offices. So as people sell their homes and clean out their homes, they will charge anywhere from $250, $300 to $600 or more, depending on the size of the home, just to go in there and deep clean all the surfaces. So it's a very lucrative business, a very low startup, no special skills required, just a little motivation. Now, one of the things I want to mention here too is a lot of people get scared because they don't know how to price things. Like, how do I know how to price my service? Well, it's not as hard as you think. I'm going to give you a couple quick tips right here. Most people utilize square footage as a factor in what they're going to charge for their service. So as an example, with carpet cleaning, if it's a 1,000 square foot home, as within the example my friend just had his home done, it's likely they charged about 30 cents per square foot because he paid $300 for a 1,000 square foot home. So that's 30 cents a square foot. If they were to have charged him $250 for a 1,000 square foot home, then you know they probably charged him about 25 cents a square foot. So that's pretty easy. You just ask, hey, what's the square footage of your home? Oh, it's 2,000 square feet. Well, if you're charging 30 cents a square foot, you can charge them $600. Now, if you want a more accurate idea for your area, so maybe you live in a more affluent area, so you could charge more. If you don't live in an affluent area, you might need to charge less to stay competitive. So what you would do then is simply call a few local carpet cleaning companies and get a free quote. Most offer free quotes. Most will do it over the phone. And I bet you they're going to ask you the size of your home. And when they do that, if you just tell them, make it easy, even if you don't have a 1,000 square foot home, just to make the math that much easier, say, hey, I have a 1,000 square foot home. They say, all right, that'll be $350. Now you know they're charging about 35 cents per square foot. If they say $200, now you know they're charging about 20 cents a square foot. So it's real easy to do. So now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to business number 3. This one is a simple lawn care business. You can call it also a lawn care if you expand it. If you live where there's snow, you could turn it into a lawn care / snow removal business as the winter months come. But I would think it's easier to start with just lawn care because the equipment might be cheaper. If you have a pickup truck already, that's fantastic. If you don't have a pickup truck, you can buy hitches for cars and you can get a little used trailer. Or if you need to, you can throw your push mower in the back of your car. Whatever you need to do, if you're desperate for money, this is how you start. You can start from anywhere and build your way up. It doesn't matter where you start. All that matters is how far you want to take it. And so let's say you start with the bare minimum. You got a car, you got a trunk, you just throw your push mower in the back, you start doing friends and family's lawns. Again, you reach out on Facebook, you reinvest a little bit of that money. Maybe you start running some ads on Facebook or in your local paper. You reinvest that money and you get a hitch. For your car, you get a small trailer. You do the same thing, reinvest a little bit more. Now you got a riding lawnmower. You can buy a used one at first. You do that for a few months. You reinvest, you get a new one. You just build and build and build. Next thing you know, you got employees. And again, I personally know people that own lawn care / snow removal businesses, and they are very lucrative. Again, if you already have a pickup truck, you can just simply reinvest a little bit of that money that you've earned from lawn care and buy a plow. Hopefully you have a plow-rated truck. You don't want to ruin your truck if it's not. But again, the idea is just to reinvest and expand within that business. If you get some commercial jobs, you're going to be set. So just to give you an idea, my friend that owns his lawn care / snow removal business no longer does residential. He does all commercial. He does banks, gas stations, convenience stores. He just has one truck. He's a one-man crew, but he's got some nice equipment now. And just with snow removal, in a good month, he'll make $20,000 to $30,000 with his commercial clients, because he'll have to go back over and over again. And some of these he'll charge $100, $200 each time. So if we're getting hammered with snow, he might have to go to each of his clients 3 times a day. And so you can see that adds up rather quickly. Then he has those same clients that he does their lawn care and leaf removal in the summer months and in the spring and fall. Let's move to business number 4. And then we'll get to my business. So with business number 4, you could start up a car detailing business. Now here's a really great way of doing this. This place I used to work years ago had a guy that would come in and detail people's cars while they were working. So he would come in, he would leave his vehicle, he would take their vehicle back to his home, and he would detail it, bring it back, and swap them out for another person's car. So he'd come around about once every couple months. And he did that for a lot of businesses around town. So he would just get in, work his way into each business. He would get a client. He'd say, hey, where do you work? Hey, if you can get me some referrals through your business, I'll give you a car wash free or a car detailing free. And so he would build up these client bases all over town within these businesses. And of course, he would just advertise and get random customers as well. But again, all you need is minimal equipment. You can buy a little electric power washer, put a little foam cannon on the end of it, pre-spray down cars. It's very easy to do. Get yourself some very simple equipment to do wax jobs if you want waxing, just a simple waxing wheel. Educate yourself on YouTube about how to do that if you're not familiar, which is true for all these businesses. The information's out there, it's free. You can just go on YouTube and learn this stuff, which makes it that much more easier to start and to grow with. But he would charge about $100 per car. So if he just did 3 cars a day, that's $300 a day. So if he did that 5 days a week and took the weekends off, let's say 5 times 52 weeks in a year times $300, that's almost $80,000 in income just from a simple detailing business. And of course, if he hired somebody, he could do more than 3 cars a day. He could have his employees doing cars on the weekend. So now let's move on to the last business, and this is the business that I have a lot of personal knowledge about because this is a business that I started.
So this little machine makes me up to $150 an hour. It is a small commercial grade power washer that I got a few years ago when I started this power washing business that I now own. And again, before I discovered YouTube and how to be successful with YouTube and make money online, I killed it with this simple business. Now I still have the business. I might sell the business or just hire people to operate it for me and just manage them. But the point being, this is a very lucrative business, even with some minimal equipment. Now you don't have to buy one. I bought this one brand new for maybe $800. You could rent one from your local Home Depot or Lowe's and do a similar thing that I mentioned with the carpet cleaning business and take just a little bit of the profit and reinvest it into your own business until you can buy one of these. You don't have to buy a new one. You could buy a refurbished one and then continue that process. Now what's great about little machines like this is you don't need to have a trailer. You could throw this in the back of a van or a Jeep or whatever vehicle you have, a pickup truck, and then once you are in a position after you get the machine, you can reinvest the money to get yourself a trailer and a tank and everything else that you'll need to ramp it up and have a real business. And so starting from virtually nothing, I took my little power washing business just by getting a small power washer in a couple hundred feet of hose, very minimal equipment, and then getting a full utility trailer built out. But it's winter here right now, so I take it off the trailer to keep it out of the elements. I have my trailer covered, but freezing temperatures, and it has a water pump on it, so I really don't know if that would affect anything. So I just take it off there to keep it safe. And so again, you don't need a huge piece of equipment, a huge 12 gallon per minute or 8 gallon per minute machine. This is only like a 2 gallon or 3 gallon per minute machine, and it does the job fine. And if anyone wants to challenge me to a game of ping pong, hit me up. I'm pretty damn good.
But those are the 5 businesses. As I've mentioned, they're all easy, they're all relatively cheap to start up, and they're all super scalable. And I'm always encouraging people to diversify their income streams because you never know what can happen to 1 or 2 of those streams. You don't want to be broke. You always want to have some cushion so that if something does happen, you're still safe and your family's safe. So with that said, I'm going to wrap this up and I will see you in the next video.